You're on CYInterview.
I'm Chris Shandek, featured columnist Jay Bilstein is with me. Today on CYInterview, we welcome Scott Redding. He is the MC of one of Las Vegas' longest-running shows, Thunder from Down Under. The production takes place at the Excalibur Hotel and Casino, of course, on the Las Vegas Strip. Thanks, Scott. Thanks for joining us today on CYInterview. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, guys?
We're doing great, Jay.
Doing great. Looking forward to speaking with you.
So, Scott, you were originally a performer in Thunder from Down Under before you became the show's MC. Tell me how that's been going.
It's good. I got sent over here in 2003 to be a performer in the show. I performed in the show for, I think it was like 15, 16 years, and had a couple of years off, and then good old COVID hit, and someone joked and said, "Hey, do you want to be the MC?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll give it a go." I'd MC'd probably once or twice when I was performing, and I just said, "I'll do it." And then I got the call, and they said, "We are." And then I was chucked on stage.
What do you think has made Thunder from Down Under a lasting success in Las Vegas that spans more than 20 years?
It's women, like you have male clubs that they go to, the women's strip clubs and stuff like that. There's nothing really for women out there. So like women need the same sort of stuff. So we have Thunder from Down Under. They come to the show, they enjoy it. It's fun. They can get out to the bachelorettes parties and everything. Like we've had ladies that come and celebrate their birthday at like 98 years old.
Jay?
And stuff like that. Yeah.
You know, Las Vegas, Scott, is home to some very, very vaunted female reviews, and there are not that many male reviews in Las Vegas. One of the things, though, that I think separates Thunder Down Under, it seems like the background of a lot of you guys in the show are either still athletes or former athletes. Is that right? And what kind of background do you have?
Well, some of the guys, like one of the guys played rugby and stuff. We have a guy that was a LA police officer for a while. Some of us athletes, some of us just normal guys that did carpentry jobs, builders, contractors, all that kind of stuff that had never danced before, and they just end up in the show. Myself, I worked in a body shop in Australia, and we repaired and fixed cars and stuff, and built muscle cars. And I was like, "Hey, I want to go to Las Vegas and be in this show." And everyone thought I was crazy, but I made it. Yeah, eventually.
How did you get into good shape, and how do you stay in good shape?
I always pretty much went to the gym, looked after myself and stuff like that, and then I saw these guys like Thunder from Down Under. I have to get like that. I have to look like that to be in that show, and I have to push my way in. So it just made the drive that made more of a drive to be like that. And you just stay in shape, go to the gym, be consistent, and eat rather good, which is a hard thing to do.
Now, you are an entertainer, so it's more than just about having a good body. Otherwise, all you folks would just be fitness models or, in bodybuilding contests. And it's more than that. And it's more than just knowing how to dance. You've even mentioned, you said, hey, women are coming here, a 98-year-old woman for a birthday party, women for bachelorette parties. What are the other elements of being successful in a male review, specifically in Thunder from Down Under, in terms of being a good entertainer, and what is it that the women are looking for beyond seeing guys who are in good shape?
We have fun. We're humble guys. We're out there to have fun. We're smiling on stage. We want the ladies to have a good time, and we just if we're having fun on stage, we're having fun amongst us guys on stage. It goes out into the audience kind of thing. If we're having a down day, the audience will turn on you, and I know if I'm having a bad day, I've got to sort of flip the switch, and it's like, hey, come on, we're going on stage now, because my bad day will go out into the audience, and it'll come back right at you, and they'll be looking at you like, this guy's pissed off today, or something like that, you know what I mean? So it's the way you just go out and have some fun.
Of all the people who come to the United States, who visit the United States, who end up migrating to the United States, there seems to be a special place in the hearts of Americans for people from Australia. Do you have any insight into why that might be?
I think they look at us like, you remember the movie Crocodile Dundee, Paul Hogan?
Absolutely,
like
sure.
They kind of look at us like that, and it's very strange because a lot of ladies will say, "You guys aren't all from Australia," and it's like, why is that impossible? But like, why is that impossible that you have like 10 guys on stage that are all from Australia and all got sent here from Australia to do this show, and they still don't believe you. They still, I don't know why they think it's hard or why they like Australians so much. I think it's the accent, but everyone says we have an accent, but we don't. They do.
That's good. You know what I think it is, Scott? I think it is perhaps, and I only speculate. I've never made it to Australia. I haven't gotten there yet. I think there is something perhaps more fundamental, maybe more relaxed and more appreciative of life in general than what goes on now in the United States. Maybe it's also there's been conservation of a kind of ethic of enjoying the great outdoors in Australia that I think lamentably is being lost here. What do you think?
Okay, yeah, I could agree with that. Like everyone's like the outback, like they all think outback with cowboys, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's hard to say. I've always wondered what that is, but I still don't get over how the ladies don't think that we're all from Australia.
Well, that part I have no clue, but I think part of it is most definitely that there is a feeling that Australia is somehow set back in time as a kind of last frontier of what may have existed back in the United States before the turn of the 20th century. And perhaps that's also a large part of the appeal of Thunder from Down Under, this kind of sensation of men from back at a time when life was not so technologically advanced, when things were a little bit more difficult in a lot of respects, and I think that is one of the important calling cards of the show. You worked in a body shop. So, you know, you're not like, we've had so many people on from so many different reviews, and, you know, I know a lot of the women will say, well, I was a classical dancer. I trained in classical dance for 12 years. I was studying ballet and all this type of thing. Did you have any dance background? And if you didn't, how did you get up to speed?
I don't know. I had no dance practice, no experience with dance at all. And, I just wanted to be in the show. I just pushed my way in, got to know the guys, got to know the people, and then our choreographer used to say, if you can tap out a beat, you're good. She used to say something different, but I don't know if I can tell you that. But she used to say I can make shit look good.
Do you miss home? You're from Sydney, right? Do you miss home?
I miss my family a lot. The older they get, you appreciate the things that you once you'd always appreciate it. You just never was in your mind as much as it is as you get older in life. It's hard. I'm actually going back to Australia in January for the first time since the whole world shut down, and that was the last time I saw them. So it's been a long time, and I can't wait to get back, see family, mum, dad, sisters, stuff like that. Yeah.
You first got to the States, if I understand correctly, you mentioned in 2003, that was with Thunder Down Under?
Yeah, I got sent here February 20th, 2003.
So that's going to be 20 years.
In February 2023 is 20 years I've been in Las Vegas. Yeah, wow.
Compare and contrast the United States with Australia. What do you like better about the States? What do you like better about your native land?
I just like being in America. I love being in Las Vegas. It's an easy place to live. Australia can be Australia's great. It's a beautiful country. I have my family, have all my friends there, but it seems a lot more constricted in some ways and stuff like that. I just find it easier for me to live in Las Vegas and in America. It's just easier for my life.
Do you have a favorite place when you want to get away from Las Vegas and you say, I hop in a plane or I hop in my car and I go to fill in the blank?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. You know, there are an awful lot of people in Las Vegas who say that. There are many people in a way that people up in New York City will hop on a plane and go to Florida or go to the Caribbean. It seems like an awful lot of people in Las Vegas will hop on a plane and go to Hawaii. Do you make it to Los Angeles at all?
I don't get to Los Angeles very often. There was a couple of times we get Tuesdays dark, so I would fly there just to touch the salt water.
Do you like it much, or you prefer Las Vegas?
Prefer Las Vegas, hands down.
Prefer Las Vegas. And as far as the pandemic, was it very, very difficult to get back on your dancing feet, so to speak, to get back in dance shape, to get back in physical shape, to take the stage again?
It wasn't, because during the pandemic you had nothing else to do but work out and do it, and I'd always kind of done it and I'd never slackened off it. So when it came time that you're going on stage, it was more the learning the show, learning how to MC, learning how to speak, and I was put up on that stage when there was not many people. Everybody had masks on. The tables were 25 feet away from the stage, and you couldn't see people's reactions. It was just very... I learned at probably the worst possible time you could try to learn to do something like that. It must have been the best time.
Must have been a strange and challenging experience. Scott, in the world of not just reviews, whether they're female reviews, whether they're male reviews, but going back literally decades, there was this concept of the stage door Johnny, somebody who went to a show and kind of fell for a performer who they saw. They were a member of the audience, and all of a sudden they were smitten, they were enamored, and so forth. Are there any stage door Janes? Are there women who see you guys and swoon, and the next thing you know, they are dedicated fans who are, who really become so enamored of the show that it's beyond just popping up once in a while for a bachelorette party or a birthday party?
We do have some fans, some like ladies, and that have been to 110, 120 shows.
Wow!
They come. Like we have ladies coming tonight. I think it's 120th show.
Wow!
And will you recognize? So you'll see them. I mean, you've been there 20 years. You must recognize these folks. You probably know some of them by name, no?
Yeah, we know them all. We recognize them all. They're always here. They'll come up. They'll get photos. They'll say good day, stuff like that. They're always around. They know all our names. We know their names, and they just keep coming to the show. There is quite a few ladies like that. They bring their family. They bring their husbands. Like
I was going to ask that. They bring their husbands and boyfriends and stuff like that, right?
They do. They will. Or they'll just come by themselves and they'll say, "Hey, I'll be back in a month. I'll be back next week. I'll be this show." And yeah, there was Franny, that probably the all-time Thunder fan that she came to. It was hundreds of shows, and
wow.
Hundreds and hundreds. She's passed away a little while ago, and she was amazing. She come to so many shows. Pretty much, she moved to Las Vegas and come to nearly every show consistently.
Wow. That is pretty amazing. Probably makes you feel proud for the performance that you give, and proud of the fact that you're entertaining folks to the extent that they want to come back, and it's not just a one-off. Chris?
You can see Scott Redding and the entire cast of Thunder from Down Under every night except Tuesdays on the Las Vegas Strip at the Excalibur Hotel and Casino. Scott, anything you'd like to add in closing?
No, come and see the show. Come and say good day. Yeah, anytime. We're there. We're having fun. Come and see us.
So for the MC of Thunder from Down Under, Scott Redding, featured columnist Jay Bilstein, and CY Interview, I'm Chris Shinnick.